thing sounds. I have my lights up a little bit, so I don't know if that's going to interfere with the phone or not. So let me know if anything sounds scratchy. I also got the fan on over here, so let me know if you can end up hearing that too, because we don't want any interference. We want good lighting, we want nice, clear, video, and we don't want no sound effects unless we're making them. So I see everybody has started to come on, and I was actually um, ready to go early, surprisingly, considering that it's literally been a week from hell. And last night I didn't get to bed till 3:45 because I had to at least get the projects designed and pictures taken for what I was doing for tonight. Even my Thursday video, yeah, that didn't get posted until about 10 o'clock last night because, yeah, work has not been fun. And all I can say is that I really need to spend a lot of time trying to find something else because I am so done and over with it. Um, yeah, it's time for a change. It's not the same as it was when I was first hired. And like I mentioned last Friday, I had a nice little pleasant surprise that my former manager had called to pick my crafty brain, um, for some ideas of how uh, her and her sister can put together like these table centerpieces for her niece's wedding. Hello, Deborah. So, I'll probably end up making mention of this probably a little bit further into, excuse me, the video, when there's more people here. I did get a text message earlier from Terry that she wasn't going to be here, so we're going to miss her. Um, Yvonne will be here. She's actually driving herself here, so she should be here shortly. Mm, but here's the question that I'm going to pose. So, I made mention that I did do my pre-order for not only the new holiday mini catalog, but also the online, excuse me, why? Every time I go live, every time. Um, I'm starting to sound froggy. I may have to be froggy too. but but anyway, so I did my pre-order. I got some of it and I've kind of like sorted it. I've taken the paper out of its packaging, put it in one of my Ziploc bag bags that I've shown you that I put my paper in. Uh, like if there's ribbon, I've taken the cellophane off and put the little pin in there, and but didn't get the what? You were supposed to get your catalog in the box. Gotta call them, tell them. They'll probably tell you, oh, the next time you place an order, it'll probably be in there. But maybe they'll make an exception. But anyway, so I did mention that my pre-order was a little sizable. And I had decided that I'm not going to do that haul when I do a Friday Night Live because we're here long enough as it is. We'd be here for probably twice as long. And I decided that I'm going to do it on Saturday, the 23rd, because according to UPS, um, it's supposed to, what's left is supposed to be delivered on Tuesday. However, because I have everything going directly to the UPS store, it's shown up a little bit earlier. One of the things I was kind of surprised was when I made mention about my pre-order last Friday. I was expecting to see it on Monday. However, UPS actually had delivered it to the UPS store on Saturday. So I had two boxes that I picked up that day, and then like I said, I'll tell them I know let's see, when, and if I didn't see it, but anyway, so it actually delivered on Saturday, which was a pleasant surprise. So we'll see what happens. Maybe Monday or Tuesday of next week, it'll be delivered. And then once it's delivered, then I can sort all through it. I'm going to show like everything that's like online exclusives and then everything that's in the catalog, and have everything kind of separated. Like all the sweet stuff will be together, bundles, and then those, one-off type, standalone like stamp sets, and there is like a set of dies that's standalone. So yeah, so I figured that I would do that on a Saturday, the 23rd. But what would be a good time to do it? So we don't really want to do it. Oh, that's okay, Tracy. Praying that your hubby's going to be okay. Praying for him. Um, oh, okay. Well, praying that he has a quick recovery. Um, but what would you guys like? Would you like, say, maybe late morning, early afternoon, late afternoon, evening? What would be a good time, because it is on a Saturday. I'm not doing it extremely early, so yeah, that's out of the question. If I did do it in the morning, it would probably be like 11. Okay, so Deborah's saying in the evening, because there's a lot of stuff to show. A lot of stuff to show. Oh, and while I'm thinking of it, and I see Sharon's name, um, what was I going to say? Sharon's birthday is on the 28th of this month. So for those of you that are on that, what we call it, on the list for sending out birthday cards, that's just kind of like a heads up for you guys. Yeah, the 28th of this month. And then I don't know if we have anyone in September. Kind of peeking here. Yes, actually Carol's and Tracy's birthday is on the same day, on September 6th. So if you guys are the type that you like to, do your cards early, then, excuse me, then, yeah, that's kind of like your little heads up. I'll probably mention it again as we get a little bit closer. But yeah, so August is going just as fast as, the rest of the months. Here we are, halfway through August. And so tonight we are going to be doing the beautiful gallery suite. This is a mega suite. This is in our annual catalog. I've had it for a while. I bought it when they had that suite sale. If you bought one, you got the other one like for 50% off. So it's been a while that I've had it. So I'm finally using it tonight. And like I said, I was at it after 10 o'clock last night, coming up with ideas, and the cards came out cute. Not bad. But yeah, so we're going to try and get through this live quicker than we have in the past. Now, I know I keep saying that, but really got to try, because eating at 9 o'clock at night is not, or after 9 is not, that's too late. But I will mention, so yeah, my Thursday video, Bright Skies, That one got done at 10 o'clock last night, so it wasn't posted early in the morning. And then next Thursday will be One More Year stamp set. And then next Friday will be the Turtley Cute Suite. So we're going to use that one. And yeah, so that's kind of like what's coming up. Let me see. Is there anything else while I got the phone facing this way? I don't think there is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to flip it, and I have a little bit of housekeeping stuff, and then we'll get started. So if you get motion sickness, just look away for a second while I flip this and kind of get it lined up. And bring it down a little bit. I found that last night when I did my Thursday video that it started doing its whole bouncing in and out like it did that one time. And so make sure that phone's straight instead of being at an angle. And I think we are good. Let me kind of move my water out of the way. So just before I went live, there was this annoying gnat flying around. And I'm like, okay, you are not stealing the show here. But I did manage to kill it just before I hit the go live button. The evening, okay. I know there, I'm part of Dina's Sending Sunshine and Rainbows group, and there are some ladies on there that they are on the ball. I mean, they got their cards done months in advance. But the problem is, there was one time where I had a P.O. box, but then when I moved here, I then thought, okay, the price of it was going up, so it's like I figured I'll just have the mail delivered here. So here they went to send it to the P.O. box, and it got sent back to them like months later. So so that's the only problem is that they already addressed it, and then by the time they say, okay, here's the list of birthdays for this month, they'll have the new address there. However, they've already addressed it and mailed it out. So, but I had no choice. I had to get the P.O. box because anything that got delivered in front of my door, sticky fingers were taking it. So. But so with that, let me just kind of go over what I have here. So one of the things that I did mention that I was going to do, if there was like new to me product that I got, that I was going to show you what I have gotten. So the day that the day that I did my pre-order for the holiday mini and the online exclusives. That same day, they also updated the last chance list. So items that were out there, if they weren't discounted, they probably added a discount. If it already had a discount, they discounted a little bit more. And then, of course, they added more stuff. So tags of thanks. This was an online exclusive. There was the stamp set, and then it bundles with that 3-pack of the mini punches, where one of them is that little 1/8 of an inch circle, one was a slit, and then one was kind of like your tag punch out. Now, the punches are not going away. Those are still available. I just think they're currently unavailable because they're on back order, but they are coming back. So I did get the stamp set. This was marked down. What I like about this one is that you have like these mixed fonts on these greetings, and I mean, the thank you, you're the best. I mean, I really like the fonts and the greetings in it, so I picked this one up. And then I also picked up bright borders, so this coordinates with the to a point punch. That punch I don't have yet, but it'll be coming soon at some point. I don't think I'll be placing another order this month. I think I'm good now for a while. Yeah, so this, I don't know if this was marked down or not, but I did pick this one up as well. So let me kind of get these out of the way. And what else do I have? So we still have the sale going on for the 2025 to 2027 in color products. This is going on until the end of this month. Let me check one quick thing on here before I end up saying something wrong, and I don't want to do that um, because something could have changed. Uh, do, 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 do. And I don't think it did. So one of the colors that I really like that I'm using tonight is cloud cover. So I wanted to just verify something. So when this new catalog came out, cloud cover, they said that they weren't going to make available the full size ink pad um, of cloud cover. And the reason why is because the the makeup of the color cloud cover was not reacting very well to the foam pad. So if I were to stamp this, and I did this when I first got it, when the ink dries, it looks more like, I would say, smoky slate. It looks more gray, and you don't see that tint of blue in it. So they said because of that interaction and because, the color's not the true cloud cover color, that they suggested that you take the reinker and use one of the uninked Stampin' Spots, and you can create your cloud cover ink pad. Now, there's also a 5-pack of the ink spots where cloud cover is one of the colors in it. And actually, that I believe, yes, it is part of this sale. And what is it? The sale price on it is $16.15 here in the US. It's originally regularly $19. So I just wanted, right now there's still some of these in stock. Stampin' Up! Only made it available to demonstrators if they wanted to purchase it, but they did have that stipulation that if you got it and you weren't happy with it, that they weren't going to replace or refund. So, but yeah, this is still out there if demonstrators want to order it. To me personally, okay, I know I stamped it and it looked more gray. However, I do have those trays for the ink pads and the markers that Stampin' Up! Has. Now, if I just have the little ink spot, the problem is now I got a gaping hole where there should be an ink pad. So that's kind of like the reason why I bought this full size. So there is a method to my madness. So I did want to make mention of that because we are going to be using cloud cover uh, ink tonight in our one of our at least one of our projects. So there is a link in the description. It'll take you to the page out on the website that has all of these products. So it's like the new ink color ribbons, your reinkers, your ink pad. The designer series paper. There's what, the cardstock, two-tone cardstock, Stampin' Blends, the Stampin' Write markers, cardstock, even that paper bouquet kit. It's got the new ink colors in it, so that's part of the sale as well. And then, of course, there's embellishments and kits, scrapbooking workshop kits that are in there. Um, yeah, so that'll take you. And as a matter of fact, the paper that we are using tonight, the beautiful gallery paper, that too is on sale from 12.50 down to 10.63. And again, this is prices here in the US. So with that, just wanted to check to make sure they didn't open up and made it available to customers, because when you're logged in, I mean, you see it, so you don't really know. But yeah, I just went to the website. I didn't log in. Um, let's see. Oh, yeah, the postal service. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They keep talking about how they're going to raise up the rates, and they need to stop, because it's going to get to the point people are just going to go with UPS or whoever else to ship things, because it's just, yeah. I don't know how you would mail, like, cards and letters, but yeah, something needs to be done. Like I mentioned before, there were more items that were added to the last chance products. Every other month they do add more, or they'll discount some items or discount them more. So yeah, more items have been added. Now, the Paper Pumpkin subscription period for August had passed this past weekend, and so now we got the September kit, Fall for 12. And this suite here, it's a mega suite, as a matter of fact, because there's two stamp and die bundles. I definitely have this, and it is very pretty. Definitely going to be playing with that one. So this kit coordinates with the suite. And so the subscription period for this opened up on August 11th, and then it's going to go through to September 10th. Now, Paper Pumpkin, unfortunately, is only available to people in North America, so in the US and Canada. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's like a logistical thing as to why it's not available overseas or in other markets, but yeah, so this subscription is currently open, and you can either do the monthly subscription where you charge each month, every month, or you can do the prepaid where you can pay it all at once for 3, 6, 9, or 12-month subscription. And when you do that, even when you do the subscription, you do earn Stampin' Rewards on it as well. And as a subscriber, there are the coordinating add-on dies. This is the Circle of Seasons. The item number is 167277. Here in the US, it's $12. And these dies, they will coordinate with the July, August, and September kits. Now, you do not need the dies to complete the projects. This just coordinates if you want to do some like alternative projects using the items that are in the kit. So let me put these aside and then bring in the next part. So like I mentioned, right now for demonstrators, it's the pre-order period for the September online exclusives. So this is the only part really I can show you. I will tell you that between the mini catalog and this, each one has a fall suite of products. So I actually love both of them. So again, I will be showing what I got on the 23rd. And then there is the mini catalog. Again, can't open this yet either. So if you're here in the US and you're not working with another demonstrator, if you would like a paper copy of this or even the annual catalog, there, my email is in the description. Just simply send me an email, full name, mailing address, and I will get it out to you. So lots of fun stuff in here, and some things, like I said, you look in the catalog and, well, no, what you see online or whatever, and you're thinking, okay, but then when you see it in person, oh my gosh, I was kind of blown away with some of the items. I wasn't expecting them to be the size that they were. So again, if you need a catalog, please reach out. Now let me figure out where I'm going to put this so I can now work. Hold on. I get it out of the way. Okay, so also I do have a PDF for the projects that I am doing tonight. Um, in the description, that little paragraph just above the list of supplies. If you click on that, it's going to take you to my Google spreadsheet. And every Friday Night Live and Friday Night Kinda Live that I've done, I've created the PDF where you have the list of supplies. There's a picture of each of the projects. I have the dimensions on there. If things are stamped, I let you know what color of ink and all that. Also on the Friday Night Live with the date, that's actually a link that if you click on that, it will bring you back to this video. So, you know, if you want to just kind of like follow along, or maybe if there was something just a little more challenging, like going back and seeing it, does help. So this is already out there. I did get this done in time, along with everything that's in the description of the video. So I'm glad that I got everything together in time and I wasn't stressing and rushing and then missing something. Okay, so like I mentioned, we are using the beautiful gallery. So let me show you what is in this suite. Again, like I said, it's a mega suite, so that means there's 2 stamp and die bundles. So this is the beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper. Again, I got the little Ziploc bags. It's a little bit easier for me, you know, with the scraps and everything. So in this paper, you got basic beige, basic black, bleh, 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 bleh. Basic gray, lots of basic. Basic gray, calypso coral, cloud cover, crumb cake, early espresso, gray granite, lost lagoon, mossy meadow, peach pie, pecan pie, secret sea, and smoky slate. So all the patterns on here, on one side you have your prints, what looks like a painting. I really like this one only because you're talking about water and boats and all that. Unfortunately, I didn't do a card tonight using this pattern, but yeah, one side has your images and then the other side has more of a design that you would use for your backgrounds. Then these are the pressed flower motifs. This is the embellishments. I will tell you that there is weight to these. Even though they're small, there's some weight to them. So if you're making cards to mail, you would want to use these sparingly. I did, on 2 of the cards, I did add 3 of these, and I think I can get away with just putting regular postage and I don't need to add extra. So that's the embellishment. For the ribbon, this is basic beige classic ribbon. It's 3/8 of an inch. So it's nice and thin. It ties nicely, and definitely use this on our cards. Let's see, what else do I got in here? There is also the Damask Designs embossing folder. So this is just a regular folder. It's not a 3D folder. I have used this before in some of my lives. And then for the bundles, so there's the Beautiful Motives bundle. This is the stamp set that has all of your greetings. There's a little bit of some images for doing like a background type of thing. And then the coordinating dies are detailed dies. So you got the detailed leaf and this flower. And then this particular die here, this big leaf, it doesn't actually cut the whole thing out. What it does a partial die cut along with this one here and this one right here. So it only cuts out part of it, but not the whole thing. So this is what's bundled with the Beautiful Motives. And then the Gallery Blooms set, it's all your floral images. And then there's the dies that cut those images out. There's a couple of detailed dies in here. And then you have this one die right here that will die cut 2 frames. So a smaller one, a larger one. And then you also have that center piece as well that it's going to cut out. So with that, let me move this out of the way. Let me get everything for the first card. So the first card is it's a simple card, but I think it's definitely got a wow factor, in my opinion anyway. I think it does. So for my card base, we're using basic beige. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of basic black. This measures 5 by 3. From cutting the designer series paper, this is kind of like a leftover scrap. So this is 5.5 by 5/8. So we're going to put that on the inside of the bottom of our card. And then out of a scrap of basic beige, I use those dies again. The more messages dies. This, I'll tell you, it's like, I don't know if I'll ever use it like but you know, between this and the stamp set as, you know, a product for you know, a Friday Night Live by itself. I told you that this is definitely going to be a die that I would use a lot, and I have used it quite often. So what I like about this is that if you take different colored cardstocks and you just die cut these out, and then you have photopolymer stamps, it's great on just stamping right onto these, on all these different tags. So I really like that set of dies. So I die cut this little label right here. And then in the designer series paper, let me show you what this particular print, this one looks like intact. Where are you at? Because I did trim this down. There it is. So the artisans, that, I think if I remember right, they drew this based off of a photograph. So you can see that, you know, looks like your pencil drawing. So this is the whole pattern. But what I did with this is I cut this down to 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And so the pieces kind of line up like this. And then once I had that 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 cut out, I then cut these into 1 1/4 strips. So when we place it on a card, we're going to kind of have these kind of like split apart a little bit like that to create our scene. So let me get the paper out of the way. Start to run out of room. I need more room. Okay, so let me get my greeting. So on this, I am going to pull out the thinking of you and you've been on my mind. So cute little stamp set. Let's see, you've been on my mind and thinking of you. Okay, so let me take my card base and fold and burnish that. Now on this one, I didn't use those embellishments that go with the suite only because, I don't know, this is more like just black and basic beige. So those are more like an antique brass. So I decided to use a different embellishment. Let's see, let me get this. And I'm going to take my little greeting here. And let's see, I want my Memento Tuxedo black ink. And again, I just used the reinker in the uninked white ink pad. And let's see, we need a block. Need a thinking of you. And then we need you've been on my mind. Yeah, now I got that song kind of stuck in my head. You were always on my mind. Of course, we just got, I think, is it finished or is today the last day of Elvis week here in Memphis? It's one of those times that if you ever want to go and visit Graceland, let me suggest that you do not do it during Elvis week, because if you want to really take in everything and see everything, yeah, you don't want, those really big crowds. So yeah, that was going on this week. Plus it's been kind of warm outside. We did, like I said, last Friday afternoon, we did get some rain and thunderstorms, but we really haven't gotten anything since. What do I want? I want my greeting. That's what I want. Let me get a bigger block. Okay, so let's ink this up. See everything okay? And then this is just going to fit right on this label. Okay, so I'll put that aside. And then I'm going to take my piece of designer series paper, and I'm going to take my seal, and let me move that out of the way. I'm going to add some right on the bottom here. And then I'll take, like I said, this is just left over from when I die cut, well, not die cut, when I cut down that pattern of paper. So I'm trying to get better with doing a little something inside of the card. If I don't have a greeting, at least I'm decorating it a little bit. Now it just kind of blends together because they're the same color. But let me get my little paper trimmer and kind of put this down, put it right up against it, and trim it like so. Oh, on this card, Cynthia, first, welcome. This is the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. What I've done, so Memento comes in a felt pad. So I've seen other demonstrators do this, and when I tried this, I mean, it makes such a huge difference. So normally Memento, when you stamp, it it doesn't look really like a dark opaque type of black like stays on jet black is. And so when with the white ink pad, when you get it, it comes uninked. and you also get the little re-inker. So all I did was I took my Memento re-inker and I inked up this pad, and it's made such a difference in how the image looks when you stamp it. So it's a lot darker than as if it were on the felt pad. So again, you don't need, when you ink this up, you don't need like a whole bottle. You never need a whole bottle of re-inker to re-ink your ink pads, but it's made all the difference in the world. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my foam pad here, and You've Been on My Mind, and I'm going to stamp that right over to the right, right above that strip of Designer Series paper, just like so. All right, so now let me kind of move this, and then let's close this up because we definitely don't want to get ink all over everything. And then I'm going to take my basic black piece here, add some adhesive, and we're going to center this on our card front. So there's more space on the top and bottom than from side to side. So there we go. Now we want to have our panels in the right order. So we have goes like this. All right, I'm going to take, let's see, add some adhesive. All right, so I am going to start off with my first piece, and I don't want to press this down in the event that I have to like shift it over. You know that with this adhesive that it sticks really well. I just want to kind of make sure I line this up. I think I may have to move this over a little bit. And that one goes right in the middle there. And this one, go over some. Okay, it looks good. Okay, now I can press them down. Okay, so the ribbon, where did I put the ribbon? Ribbon. Okay, I know I put this ribbon down somewhere. But where is it? It's probably right smack in front of my face. No, it was in the back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of this and I'm going to make it just a little bit longer than my greeting, because I'm going to take this and I'm going to adhere my greeting on top of this ribbon. So let me get my snips that are for ribbon and are no longer available. Hopefully Stampin' Up! will get replacement scissors soon, because I mean that's an important staple in card making and paper crafting. Okay, so let me take my greeting, got my silicone craft sheet, and add some adhesive. Now some of this kind of overlaps a little bit, so I'm just going to kind of pull it back so it's not on the front. And then I'll bring in my ribbon and I'll place this right here, and it just fits right in between that the edging on the top and the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to trim, kind of angle cut. So, okay, and then I'm going to take this and pop this up. So I'm going to bring in my mini dimensionals. And I got my take your pick tool. I find that it's easier to work with these little dimensionals with this rather than fighting on picking them up with these big hands. Okay, so I'm going to put 3 of those on there. Okay, move that. And I will place this right here on the card. And this ribbon will fray as well. Okay, so the embellishments I'm using on this one, these are the neutral matte dots. These are the ones that coordinate with that, oh, what is that one called? This is the one that has the, I did a live on this. It has the black and white, like floral paper. It has, those prints where, you know, it's like wicker and burlap and texture notes. I know notes is in it, textured notes or something like that. So these embellishments are part of that suite. These are still, I mean, they're still available. I try to only use things that are available on my Friday Night Live. So one of the colors in here is basic beige. So I'm going to go with these. These are definitely much, much lighter than the weight of those other embellishments. Let's see, we're going to add like one of the larger and then 2 of the smaller ones on here. Like so. So there is the first card. So very, very simple and just basic beige and black. So there is our first card. Okay. So my second one, I will say that I am casing a fellow demonstrator. And I just changed it up. So casing can be copy and share everything, but it can also be copy and selectively edit. So I basically selectively edit. Textured notes, thank you. I knew there was something. It seemed like, okay, I think they had like both those words in it. I just couldn't remember. There's too much stuff to remember. What is that? Well, Cynthia, really simple. You never know. I can even mess it up, like, you know, put things on upside down, you know. Okay, so this card, when I saw Dina Rico make it, I mean, I just absolutely fell in love with it. Again, I did change it up a little bit from what she had done. So let me flip the page and bring this one in. So my card base, this is Secret Sea. This is definitely, I would say, this and Cloud Cover. I really love these 2 new in colors. I mean, the other ones I like too, but I'm a purple girl, and then my blues and my aquas are a very, very close second. So my card base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. I have a piece of basic beige. This is for the inside that measures 5.25 by 4. I have a piece of cloud cover. This is the two-tone cardstock. Ahead of time, I embossed it using that Damask embossing folder. What's nice, but this is one of the techniques that I really, really like, where I emboss it and then I use a sanding block to just sand lightly over the raised edges. I just really love the effect that it gives. And again, you can either use the lighter side or you can use the darker side if you want, but I have the darker side that I did my embossing on. I then have another piece of basic beige. This one measures 4.5 by 3.25. I have a piece of this designer series paper. This is the beautiful gallery. This measures 3 by 3. So when she did her card, this pattern here is what she kind of used as her background, whereas I used the cloud cover in Boss two-tone cardstock. But I really like the colors that are in this. And then she used these two colors to die cut these pieces. The only difference is I kind of switched it around as to which one I die cut out. So this leaf image is in the set of dies. This is Peach Pie. And then this one here is Timid Tiger. Now, Timid Tiger is not a color that's, in the paper. However, Timid Tiger goes very, very well. I mean, Calypso Coral is the color that's in the paper, but I think Timid Tiger, it's not as dark, but I really like how it kind of goes. So I've used Timid Tiger even in our last card, a lot of Timid Tiger that's in that one. So I'm going to fold and burnish my card base. And I'll set that aside. And then I'm going to bring in the piece that's going to be for the inside of my card. Now for this, I'm just going to add a little bit of inking on the inside. So let me get my piercing mat. And I also want to get a piece of scrap paper in the event that I kind of stamp off the cardstock a bit. And for this one, I'm going to use this image right here. And then I'm also going to bring in my cloud cover ink. Now, like I mentioned in the very beginning, the full-size ink pad, the ink color doesn't work well with the foam pad. So what happens when you stamp this, it looks more like smoky slate rather than having that blue tinge. So the workaround on that is you can take an uninked Stampin' spot and add some re-inker to it and you're good. So the felt pad is not a problem with this. It was just the interaction with the foam pad that it wasn't working. So this image, for some reason, when I did my sample card, I could not get this thing straight because it was always like kind of going off. And I don't know if maybe if I just put it on the block better, that maybe I can get it to look a little straighter. So let me bring in cloud cover. I apologize for the camera shaking. So I'm going to ink this up. I mean, my ink spot is really inked up, but it looks so light on here. You think you don't have enough ink on it. So I'm going to stamp it once. And then I'll stamp it one more time. So Cynthia, pinned up at the top of the chat box, there is a link that takes you to a Google spreadsheet. if you would like, if you add your name to it, or if you're not able to, someone can add your name. What I do at the very end, I do a wheel of names to choose 3 winners to receive one of the cards that I make tonight. So if you would like to be part of that, that link is pinned up at the top of the chat box. Okay. And anybody else who's on here who kind of came in a little bit late, I made mention of it earlier on. The other thing too that I did kind of change up a little bit on that, and I did put it in that pinned comment, is that you have to be present to win. So, 'cause there's a lot of times people add their name at the very beginning. However, at the very end, when I go to do the drawing, they're not here. So, kind of change that up a little bit. And it doesn't matter if you're in another country either. Cards, I can definitely mail cards wherever. It's just product that I cannot send to another country. Okay, so just simple, so you can stamp whatever greeting that you want inside of this. Okay, so let me get my my cloud cover embossed piece. I have my sanding block, so I did get this. Actually, Terry had gotten it and had it delivered to me for off. These are off of Amazon. You get like a set of 4 sanding blocks, and there's different sandpaper grit that's on it. So I do have a link to that. That's in the description under the list of the non-Stampin' Up supplies. So I'm going to take this and just going to go over it. And what's nice about this two-tone cardstock is that it's actually white, a white pour, and then they print the color on both sides of it. So if you tear it and then you kind of do this, the sanding, that white kind of comes through. And I think that looks really cool. The other thing you can do with this, I mean, you can stamp on it, create your own designer series paper. You can crumple it. That'll add some nice texture to a background piece. But I really like how that turns out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, this is a lint roller that I got off of Amazon. I was looking for refills and I went on there and I saw this, and what's nice about this, you just pop this off and you rinse this off and dry it, and then it's good to go. And so I'm just picking up any like of the loose fibers from the paper. Just kind of pick that up, clean it up a little bit. All right, so I'm going to take my seal and what time is it? Oh, we're doing good. Wow, we're doing very good on time. Very, very good. Yvonne's not here yet. Hope she's okay. She was stopping at the store before coming. And I think, was it about 6 or just after 6, where I think she said she was leaving. She was talking in cat. Wait a minute. Do I hear her? She's got a key. In the very, very beginning, I used to leave the door unlocked for her. Yep, she's here. Okay, she's okay. All right. Then I'm going to take my designer series paper. I was just talking about you. No, I was starting to wonder where you were. Okay, just as long as you're okay. It sounds like she's out of breath though. Okay, so I'm going to place this, kind of center it, but up more to the top of my basic beige. Then I'm going the greeting that says, I'm here for you always. And I'm going to stamp that in Secret C. And let me get my Stampin' Scrub here. I'm going to quickly clean these so I can reuse these blocks. Okay. And then what I do is with my stamps, I just stick them right to the top of my stamp case and then put them inside the case when I'm all done. Because if there's one thing you know about photopolymer stamps, they stick on things and you can easily lose them. So I just stick them on top of that like so. All right. Huh? Okay, maybe that wasn't her. Because I think the neighbors across the breezeway from me, I think that was one of them that said something. I thought she said something about the door. I know she came in, evidently she has quite a bit of stuff because she came in and got that collapsible wagon that, you know, when there's too much, instead of making multiple trips from the car to the apartment, you just put everything in there and you can just wheel it right on in. It holds like, what, like 400 pounds? Not that we ever buy anything that weighs that much, but it is very helpful when we go, like say if we go to Sam's Club or to Costco, and you can just put everything in there and just make the one trip. And it rolls so nicely. So I stamp the greeting down towards the bottom on the left-hand side. Close this up. And then I want a piece of the ribbon. We're going to wrap this around and we're also going to create a bow. So instead of wrapping it and then tying a bow, I like to do it as two separate. Saves on the ribbon as well. I will say that I am doing much better since I've been doing these videos, that I haven't been hoarding the paper or the embellishments, that I've actually been using them. For so many years I have like so much paper that I really do got to use it. But I've been getting better. Been getting much better. So I'm going to tape down my ribbon on the back here. And it is kind of sheer because you can see the paper and the cardstock behind it. And actually, no, I don't want to do this yet because I have to add my little, these pieces first. And then we can tie it, you know, put it across the top of this. So, let's bring in our silicone craft sheet. And we are going to do our really cool, fun adhesive trick on here. Instead of using adhesive sheets, you can do that ahead of time. At one point, Dina was always using the sponges that we sold to then, you know, kind of add glue on the back of it. But then I saw that she had done this and I'm like, oh wow. And I went and I bought you know, like a whole pack. There was like a package of 7 of these. I think it was like $10 for it off of Amazon. And I got them, and all you do is you just cut down, this is like the small silicone brush, and it works great. So you just dip it in to the glue, and so you got it on, you know, on the tips there, and then you just dab it on your die cut. Now you want to keep it still. You don't want it to shift and move around because you don't want to get the glue from the mat onto the front of your die cut. So then from here, and I'm putting it right in the glue because I can't get it up. And then I'm going to stick this down right here, like so. Just press it down. And you don't have glue all over your fingers, and it just works really, really well. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this die cut. I'm going to kind of move over a little bit so it's not sitting in the glue. And I'll add some on this. Really nifty little trick on putting glue on your die cuts. And then Barb Mulligan was using this too. And then I didn't even think about doing this. And I thought, oh, she's a genius. She is a genius. That you use Scotch tape. So you can, once this dries up, you can take Scotch tape and just go over it instead of, like, you know, rubbing the dry glue off. And then you can also take your take your brush and just kind of press it into it, and then it'll pull any of that dry glue out of the bristles. So very, very cool. And I don't think I need this anymore. So let me kind of move this someplace to where I won't get glue all over everything. Okay, so now I can put my ribbon on here. Okay, so just press that down. Let's see what you guys saying. Let's see, Froggy. If I can use the birthday cards I got to donate to the cause. Oh, so was it the cards that we sent you, Froggy, or are you talking about just like unwritten in birthday cards? Oh, okay. So ones that haven't been written in. I guess looking for birthday cards as a donation to sell to raise money. Done this for a few years now. This year they asked for birthday cards. I'm thinking of sending some Christmas cards as well. Oh, okay. Hey, you know what? They're your card. They're your cards. I'm fine. Whatever you want to do. It's for a good cause, Froggy. No problem. I will tell you that in the holiday mini, you know, they do that that make a difference. So they'll have like some kind of product that's going to be like their product give back, and that stamp set. What is it? Love and Courage. Oh my gosh. I do have that stamp set, so it's very pretty. And then if you take that stamp, the one that's got the sunflower in it, and you tie it in with the embossing folder, perfect. Okay, now I'm going to take some dimensionals, and we're going to pop this up onto our card base. Okay. Get these papers off of here. Okay. And then we'll take this and we'll center it onto our card front, like so. And then I'm going to bring in the embellishments that go with the suite. And for this I used one of the large ones and then two of the small ones. Let me close this up really quick and get my take your pick tool, and then we'll add one of these larger ones down here, and then put one right here and one right up here. Okay, so there is the second card. Again, this is a case off of a card that Dina recently did on one of her Monday lives. I just changed it up a little bit. I switched out the colors on these two die cuts, and then this background piece, and she also had like a layer of basic beige on here as well. So I changed it up just a little bit, but the whole concept and the idea came from her. So I really, really like this whole color combination on this one. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot something. I forgot a bow. We need to put a bow right there. I forgot. Thank you, Froggy. This suite, I mean, the products that are in this suite just make it, I mean, this paper is just absolutely so pretty. Okay. Kind of get my, thing is, once you've got this kind of like in this knot, it doesn't, the ribbon doesn't slide very well. Let me see, so I like this side better, so let me trim this. Okay, we'll put that there. We'll move our ribbon out of the way, and I'll get my glue dots. And instead of just putting one on the knot itself, I like to put a glue dot on either side, so there's that little extra reinforcement to hold the bow on there so it doesn't come off. So there we go. I could probably pull this a little bit. And there we go. Now our second card is done. We added our little basic beige bow. Okay, our final card. Our final card, and we're doing pretty good. What time is it? Come on, mouse, what are you doing? We're doing pretty good on time. And again, a lot of stuff I do ahead of time, like any embossing, die cutting. I try to do that early on just to save some time. All right, so my third card. Lots of Timid Tiger in this one. Okay. All right, so for my card base, I have Crumb Cake, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of very vanilla that measures 5¼ by 4. This is going to be for the inside of our card. I have a piece of Timid Tiger. This is 5¼ by 4. The beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper, this pattern right here. This measures 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And when I showed you the beautiful motif dies, this particular one right here, these three right here don't die cut the whole piece out. What it does a partial die cut. So it's still intact, but then you have parts of it that will pop up. So it does pop up, but it's still intact. So I die cut that twice on either corner of my designer series paper. And then these very ends here, I will pop that up just a little bit, and you'll be able to see a little bit of that Timid Tiger cardstock behind it. Then from cutting the paper, this is basically a leftover piece. This measures what is this, 3 7/8 by 7/8, and so we're going to use this to adhere onto our very vanilla piece right here on the bottom. So adding a little something to the inside. Then I showed you with those dies that there you can do like 2 frames and then the inside piece. So this is done out of basic beige, and this is the smaller one. I used very vanilla crumb cake ink, stamped the flowers, and die cut that ahead of time. And then I die cut another one of those leaves, and this one is in Timid Tiger. So let's take our card and let's fold and burnish it. For Bloom Impressions, is that what I used? Was that last week? Is that the suite that I used? Yeah, because that paper is on sale, isn't it? Isn't it part of the in color sale? All right, let's see. Now for the paper, I'm not going to use my seal because I want to add some glue, like on this this outer edge right here where I die cut. Now the thing is, I don't want to get any glue on the bits that are die cut because I want them to be able to, you know, poke up a little bit. So I'm going to bring in my liquid glue. I'm going to adhere that to the Timid Tiger cardstock. So yeah, just a little bit. And then I'm going to add, kind of go around where it's die cut. And I got to kind of hold this differently. Okay, and then we'll flip this over. And we'll try not getting glue all over my fingers. And then I will place that right there. So there's just a small border of that Timid Tiger showing. And then to basically pop this up, if you just, you know, bend your card stock a little bit, then these little pieces will pop up. But what I want to do on these very corners here, I'm going to take a small dimensional And let's see, take the paper off, get it off my finger. And I'm going to take this and pop this up a little bit. And I'm going to add this right on the back. And then I will just kind of stick it down so the corners will stick up a little bit, and then that way you can see that Timid Tiger underneath. So part of this is going to be covered up, you know, towards the middle here. So I'm just going to pop it up that. I mean, that'll probably get squashed down a little bit, but I mean, you'll still be able to see some of that dimension on there. Okay, I got glue on my finger. Okay, pop this up. Add our dimensional. Remove the paper and then just kind of press it back into place. Okay. Then we're going to take this and we're going to adhere this to our card base. Now this leaf, if you wanted to save on cardstock, you could die cut that out of the Timid Tiger piece first if you want. You just want to be mindful that where you do the other die cutting, that you don't die cut, you know, into that area, because then you would be seeing the crumb cake card base. But if you want, you can utilize this since you're not seeing, you got all of this being covered up by the paper. Okay, so then let's take this and we'll center this on our card base like so. And then let me see, I don't think I stamped anything on the inside, but I'm going to take my seal here. I'm going to add some adhesive to the back. And I'm going to place this on the bottom. So there's going to be a little bit of a border around all three sides, like so. So just adding a little bit of decoration to the inside. Okay. And then I'll center that. Hold on, sorry I'm so late. She went to the store. See, if I say something funny, she's probably got earbuds in. And if I say something funny, then next thing you know, I'll hear her. Well, she's in the kitchen right now because I hear the water running. And I'll hear her laughing. Don't hear anything yet. Yeah, she hears me. Yeah, there's a little bit of delay from when I say something when you guys hear it. Okay, so there is that. So we got our inside. So now let's kind of put this stuff together here. So on my frame piece, I'm going to stamp in the bottom left-hand corner. So let me get my pierce mat. And I am going to stamp hello, and I'm going to do that in Timid Tiger ink. And let's see, where's... Yeah, Timid Tiger, it's kind of like a... I want to kind of describe it as like a muted down pumpkin pie. So it's not as bright. It definitely is a nice, pretty, definitely a very pretty fall color. I really do like it. Now with the light, when I had it in the camera, when I brought it up to the camera, it did look like it was much lighter than what it really is. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp this right down here. Okay, and close that up. And then we're going to take that and we're going to pop this up. So let me get my dimensionals. And we'll place it along the frame. Here. So then take these off. All right. Let's bring in our card base. And I will center this like so. Kind of press that down. Okay, and then I'm going to take my flower and my Timid Tiger piece here, and I'm going to kind of overlap these like so, and turn it over, and I'm going to take a dimensional, and I'm going to kind of stay like more into the middle of this, because this is going to overlap over the top of this frame. So what hangs over it, I'm going to add like a little bit of glue on there. So I'm kind of placing these where you're not going to see it from the front. It kind of holds these pieces together too, instead of gluing them together. So that helps out. Now for this, because it's not really detailed, that's not really holding that down. Okay, so then this is going to sit right on top like so. So what I want to do is I want to take a little bit of glue, add some right here, kind of like on these outer edges here, and then on the stem part. And then we'll take this and just lay it right on top. And what I'll do is I'll take my big block and I'll just sit that right on top just to kind of set that. So it dries a little bit and it'll stick on there and not come off. Okay, in the meantime, while it's doing that, I will make another bow with this beige ribbon. We're almost done. This is our final card, and the only thing I have left to do after I put this bow on here, Carol, is add the embellishments. And then we'll get right into the card drawing. So again, if you are just coming on, I have linked up at the top of the chat box. There's a link that'll take you to a Google spreadsheet. If you clearly, if you're still here, if you would like to be part of the drawing, I do a wheel of names to where you can win one of the cards that I have made tonight. If you have any problems accessing the spreadsheet, please say something in the chat box, and somebody here will be more than happy to help you out and get your name added. And it doesn't matter if you are outside the United States and you're in another country. Cards I can mail anywhere. It's just product that I can't. All right, so just like I did before, I'm going to add a glue dot on either side of my knot so that way it stays put. And take that off, and we'll add this right here. Okay, and then let me get my embellishments. We're going to use these pressed, what's this, the pressed flower motifs. And I'll take one of these larger ones and place it there. And then one right up in there. And one right in here. What's nice is that because this frame's popped up, these are kind of like laying inside of that. So when I go to mail it, it won't be so bad with those coming through the envelope when they go through the postal machine. Okay, so there is the third and final card. I love this paper. The Crumb Cake, the Timid Tiger, Basic Beige, all, and even Very Vanilla all go together very, very well. Okay, so let me bring in, well, let me bring in the other cards that we made. So our first one, we just went with Basic Beige and the Basic Black, and just took one of the designs of the paper, and we just cut it into strips, and then we have this really pretty, just a simple, clean looking card. Then we have this one here with the Secret Sea and cloud cover. Again, that's the two-tone cardstock that I embossed with the Damask Designs embossing folder, and then use the sanding block to lightly remove that cloud cover color, and you see the white core in there. And then we just have that pop of the Timid Tiger and Peach Pie with the paper. So there's our second one. And then of course here's our third one that we just did with the Crumb Cake and the Basic Beige and Timid Tiger and that Designer Series paper. Okay, so when I do the drawing, when I spin the wheel and your name comes up, you just say which card you want, 1, 2, or 3. And let me just kind of get some stuff out of the way here. So, because I have to bring my laptop in. I don't have, it's Mia. Hello, Mia. Usually Mia's here at the very beginning. Now she's here. She's here at the very, very end. You okay out there? You sure? You're not going to die on me, are you? No, don't do that. I'm live. You can't do that while I'm live. Yeah, she was coughing on something. She's probably drinking water and it probably went down the wrong way. Okay. So just about there. Okay, so let's see who we have on our list. Okay, so we have Froggy, Sharon, Becky, Cynthia, Tracy. Is there anybody else who would like to be added? Mia, you want to be added? Yvonne, do you want to be added? Okay. Oh, you mean Don got a card last week? Mia, would you like to be added? How about you, Carol, if you're still here? Well, our live is definitely shorter than what it's been. Deborah, would you like to be added? I don't see your name on here. Okay, how about you, Mia, Deborah? Okay, Deborah. Okay. Mia, you still there, Mia? As soon as we get an answer from Mia, I will go ahead and I will move the names over into the wheel, and I'll bring the laptop in and we will do our drawing. Where's she at? Mia already falls asleep. Okay, so right now on my list I got whoops, hold on. I got Froggy, Sharon, Becky, Cynthia, Tracy, and Deborah. Okay, she ain't answering, so I think we're going to kind of go with this. So let me unplug this and bring it in. And let me get these lights out of the way because we know this is going to glare right into the screen. Okay, bring this in. And let me get my little container. Whoops, there goes my power cord. Get my pen and my sticky notes. And let's go over to the wheel. And let's give this thing a spin. Cynthia, you are our first winner. So which card would you like? The first one we did, the second one, or the third one? Maybe I should go to this, right? So which card would you like, Cynthia? The third one? Okay. Now, Cynthia, if you could, in the description, my email address is in there. If you could send me an email with your mailing address, my goal is that if not tomorrow, probably Sunday, I'm gonna drop these cards off into I'm gonna drop them off at the post office. Okay, let's go to our second winner. Deborah. Okay, where's my sticky with Deborah's name on it? There she is. One. Mia. Woman. Okay, hold on a second. Let me do this. Go to end. Okay. So we got you on there. Yeah, I think she is. Okay, let's go to let's choose our last person now. So it's for this card right here. Tracy. Tracy. Okie dokie. So let me kind of move this stuff out of the way and let's go back to this screen and let's kind of wrap things up. Alive, that's less than 2 hours. Woohoo! Exciting, exciting, exciting. So again, these cards I'm gonna well, we'll see what happens tomorrow. The plan is tomorrow we're just gonna have like a crafting day. So who knows if we're gonna go out anywhere or not. But if we happen to, I'll get these thrown into the mail. Let's see, what do I want to mention? So if you liked the projects that I made tonight, please give the video a thumbs up. It does help in not only growing the channel, but it also helps me in building my Stampin' Up! Business. It also helps, you know, whether you comment, like, share, all of that stuff. It helps get the video out there for other people who like paper crafting to see the videos. Also, you know, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Um, and then hit that little notification bell and they'll let you know when I post a video or when I go live. So I do Throwback Thursdays. I use retired stashes. Last night I posted my Thursday video out there. I have my live that I do here Friday nights. Monthly Christmas card inspiration. My paper pumpkin kit actually was delivered at the post office today, so that video will be coming up in the next couple of days. And then what I'm going to do is thank you, Cynthia. What I'm going to do is next Saturday. I think I'm going to do it for like 6 p.m. How does that sound? I'm going to have my pre-order stuff from the Holiday Mini and the online exclusives, and I'm basically going to show you all of that stuff. So I will do that at 6 p.m. Next Saturday, the 23rd. So if you'd like to see the new goodies, I know a lot of other demonstrators have been showing stuff. Come join and, you know, bring your favorite beverage, whatever it may be, and we'll just have fun oohing and eyeing over the new stuff. So thank you everybody for joining me. So wherever you may be, if it's hot, if it's stormy, stay cool, stay safe. If you get rain, send some of that this way because we really need it. And everybody just have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week. Everyone have a blessed one. Bye bye.